Hello and welcome back to Tarot for Writing. Today we're going to look at the Six of Pentacles. This is the Centennial Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And the common definition for this card is that it's about sharing and generosity and charity. And one thing I've been sort of thinking about this morning is that it's not only about the sharing of material goods. In the card, we see the man, who is often considered to be a merchant, handing out coins. You know, that is certainly one way of giving. But it's also the idea of sharing knowledge. Kind of like the whole story of give a man a fish and he can eat for that day. Teach a man to fish and he can feed himself and his family for the future, in the future. So kind of the importance of not only seeing this card as being generous with your material goods, but also being generous with your knowledge. Actually, let's take a step back. One of the first questions I always ask myself when this card pops up in a spread is, am I on the giving end? Or am I on the receiving end? You know, am I in a situation where maybe I need an extra hand, I need some help? Or am I in a good place and in a position to share with others? And if so, what is it that I can do today to give? You also notice that the merchant, or the man standing up, is holding a scale. That kind of speaks to me of the need for balance. So part of that is, don't give more than you can afford to give. You don't want to overstretch yourself. But the other part of that sort of balance is that there is a time to give and there is a time to receive. And both of those are perfectly valid. Then let's look at the detail. The detail that caught my attention is the slip of red paper that you can see sticking out of the pocket of the person on the right. So this kind of has me wondering, what is it? And is it something that he's holding back? Is it something that he shoved in his pocket and forgot about? Or is it something that he's intentionally hiding to be able to receive some of the alms that the merchant is handing out? Or, like I said, is it something that maybe he doesn't realize what he has, or something that he forgot about? And this something might be something that could help him get out of his current situation. And if it is, you know, that kind of puts an interesting twist to the whole message of the card. If it is something that could help him move from a situation where he needs somebody else's help to where he can take care of himself, is it then something that he could share and some knowledge that he could pass on, turning him from the beggar person into a person who is able to give to others? So that is kind of an interesting little detail. And now let's dig a little bit into how we can use this card in fiction writing. So one of the first things that comes to mind is that maybe my main character, or one of my main characters, is a person who gives generously, either of their time or of their financial resources. You know, there's a whole genre of romance novels out there about millionaires and billionaires who give freely and kind of spoil and go all out over the top with how they give to their love interest, for example, and the kind of problems and tensions that can create. So there's definitely an element of that. This could also be an indication that maybe I need a save the cat moment. It's a fiction term where basically you have a person who starts out as maybe not the nicest, the most likable person, which makes for an interesting story because they could have a whole journey where they need to redeem themselves. Or, you know, they're just a type A personality, taking charge and not taking prisoners kind of person, and that's okay too. But for a reader to be able to connect with this character, he needs to have some redeemable qualities. You can get away with creating a character who's basically a total a-hole, but as long as there's something redeemable about him, readers will connect with him and kind of follow you on this journey of giving this character some major emotional growth, for example. So that's where the save the cat moment comes in. So basically the idea is that you, in the very beginning, early on, after introducing the character as this unlikable person, they have this one moment where they do something nice. So it could be that they save a cat or a kitten out of a tree. It could be that they're nice to a dog. It could be that they're nice to a child, that kind of thing. So you're giving them this redeemable save the cat moment to make them more likable and give your readers a chance to connect with this character. So this could also just be spark the idea of having one of the characters pick up the check, or make a donation, that kind of thing. Or they could be paying for somebody else's food. One of the stories I'm working on right now, one of my main characters pays for the ice cream for two little boys who are at the ice cream parlor in front of them, and who end up being short on change to pay for their frozen treat. So it's just a fun, nice little gesture, kind of paints the love interest in a good light to my heroine in this example. Just something fun to play with. Something else I thought about this morning is that this card could inspire me to have one of my characters teach the other one an important skill. Or it could be an indication that maybe it's time for one of my characters to become a mentor to somebody else in the community. Maybe even somebody that is close to the other character in the love story. Or it could spark an idea that my two lovebirds become involved in a charity event. Maybe they both start volunteering and helping, and that is a way for them to spend time together and to bond over a common interest. Another interesting kind of spin on this is that one character could call the other one out on not doing everything they could be doing, of holding back and maybe not being as charitable with their resources or with their knowledge as they could be. Or we could flip it, and maybe one person is giving way too much, giving away too much of herself, of himself, of their resources, and maybe the other character either needs to call them out on it and challenge them to find some more balance, or maybe it's an internal journey where this character needs to kind of dig deep and figure out why this need to give so excessively. What emotional wound do they need to heal before they can find that balance and find that time and make room for maybe the love of their life in their life, in their everyday to-day life. So all fun ideas to play with. I hope you found this interesting. Hope you enjoyed this discussion of the Six of Pentacles. If you did, please leave a comment below, like this video, and of course, as always, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I would love to share more videos about tarot and how I use tarot cards in my fiction writing with you. I will see you soon.